Hi Gemini, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your October 2020 Bridging the Gap love reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. As far as personal readings, I'm still taking a bit of a break from those. Not sure when I'm going to start them up yet, but when I do decide to start up again, I'll make an update in the community section of the channel. As far as what we have in front of us, this is what I call the Bridging the Gap spread, and the way it works is the cards on the left side represent your energy towards your main love interest. The cards on the right side represent their energy toward the connection. And these are the past energies, present energies, future energies. Once we get through all those, we'll actually pull some oracle cards with some additional insight. That's where the Bridging the Gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, and on the right side we have the Tarot of Sexual Magic. Alright? So, and also keep in mind it's a general reading too, so if you feel more like the cards on the right side represent your energy and the cards on the left represent the other person's, then definitely trust that. Alright? So, past energy on your side, we have the Ace of Staves. So this is the equivalent to the Ace of Wands. So this could just be saying a couple things. For one, it could just be saying that you might have been very sexually attracted to this person right from the beginning. And maybe that's even what the basis of the connection was in the past. But at the very least, this is showing that you had a strong attraction to this person. Now, whether you actually acted on it or not could go either way, because with the ace energies, usually I see it something that's more in the idea stage as opposed to something actually physically taking place. So for some of you, it could have just been, you might have really had a thing for this person, but in some cases, you might not have communicated it to the person. All right, past energy on their side, we have the Lovers. So this is actually the major arcana card for Gemini. So this is a perfect example right here of what I mean when I say that the cards on the right might represent your energy, because this might be your energy, since this is clearly the major arcana card for your side, but for your sign rather. But another way this could be pointing to could just be saying that they were very drawn to you as well. But I do have to say that at least in the past, they might have viewed it as much more of a serious connection, whereas like I said, for you, it looks like it might have just been more of a physical thing, at least in the past, or at the very least you had that heavy attraction toward them, whereas for them, they might have viewed it as more of a faded connection. Could have been, taking it a bit more seriously in that regard as well. And could just be saying that the two of you might have just been communicating a lot, and also there is the possibility of it being casual, so even if there were these heavier underlying feelings, it might have been the presentation of it being a bit more casual, so maybe not to intimidate the other person and make them think, oh, you're coming on too strong. So that's another way the energies could have been playing out as well. But either way, it definitely looks like in the past there was a lot of attraction toward each other. In the present position, we have the Ace of Arrows, so the equivalent of the Ace of Swords here. And I feel like this is you coming to a realization. So, for example, like I said, if maybe in the past you viewed it as more of just a physical thing, this could be you now coming to a realization that maybe you have deeper feelings for this person as well. So it looked like they might have already been there in the past, but now this might be coming through as an insight for you as well. But again, it's still unclear as to whether you're actually communicating these things or not. Because, like I said, with the ace energies, usually they represent something that's more in the mind, definitely an idea, but as to whether or not you're actually taking action on that, could go either way. So I feel for a lot of you might not have communicated this to this person just yet. And this could even just be you, rationalizing and taking the steps. Like, okay, I have this attraction for this person big time. Now you're like building up to, okay, now I'm going to tell them, you know what I mean? So it could be like that gradual build to actually telling this person how you feel. But that's what I'm seeing there. All right, present energy on their side, we have the Two of Wands and the Ten of Wands in reverse. So technically there's no reversals in this deck, but when it comes out reverse, I definitely trust that it came that way for a reason. So if these two cards, the main thing that I'm getting here, it could just be saying that they're actually going to take action toward you. So quite frankly, it might have been one of those things where neither of you were really expressing how you felt. But with this Two of Wands energy, this is definitely an energy of taking action. And with that Ten of Wands showing up in reverse, could just be saying that they're finally, letting that burden go, to where I feel like you both then you might have been really caught up in your heads around the situation, and neither of you were necessarily taking too much action in the situation. So that could have been what was holding things up for you. So I feel like this is them making a decision to just take a lighter, more playful approach toward the connection. This is Aries energy here. And that's why I see that Ten of Wands in reverse, saying that, they're letting go the burden of, okay, let me stop overthinking it and thinking of all the things I can do, should do, when should I do them, right? And just actually saying, all right, let's just go one step at a time, start at the Two of Wands, go from there, right? So I feel like this is, in a way, slowing themselves down mentally, but then physically, actually, that enables them to move forward and actually take action. Could be as simple as them asking you to go to dinner with them, because obviously we see they're kind of eating there. So could be something like that. All right. And future energy on your side, we have the Three of Staves. So again, in a way, it feels like that same energy, because this Three of Staves is an energy of waiting for your ships to come in usually. So again, it's not necessarily a true indicator of taking action. So this could just be saying that this is you've really been going through the motions here and figuring out, okay, what do I want to do regarding this connection? Now, on a more positive side too, though, this does show some growth too, right? Because like I said, if this person finally does take action toward you with that Two of Wands, and now we see the Three of Wands here, so it should, if I can talk, it could show some progression in that regard, meaning that, okay, you guys are actually building slowly now. And like I said, maybe that was the issue for you guys in the past, where you were just both in your head so much, neither of you were necessarily doing anything about it. And now I feel like somewhere, maybe for both of you, the light bulb moment comes where you're like, okay, let's just take this one step at a time. Let's not get 40 steps out of ourselves, basically. And speaking of that progression, future energy on their side, we have the Four of Wands. So again, I'm getting another visualization of that same theme there, which is to say that they're taking that more light, playful approach to the connection with you. And I feel like that's actually obviously having a very positive impact on the connection. So could have just been a sudden realization that you guys both have in a present position that helps move things forward. But that's what it seems like is going on here, because like I said, we had that Ace of Wands, which shows definite attraction on your part. The lovers, they might have just viewed you as, oh, this is my soulmate, right? This whole big thing. And then, okay, now you're like, all right, well, what do I do about this, right? I have this attraction. Should I tell them? It looks like they take action. They decide, you know what, let me slow myself down, drop those 10 wands and start at 2, right? Build myself up. And we see the 3 and now the 4 on their side. So looks like this is basically the two of you getting the ball rolling in a positive way. So that's definitely a good sign. And speaking of all that Aries energy we see here, at the bottom of the deck, we have power on your side, which is the equivalent to the Emperor, which is Aries energy. And in this deck in particular, we also see that there's a couple, right? So this could just be saying that you guys could be building toward becoming that power couple. And this could just be showing a way where maybe for you guys, this Mars retrograde is actually being helpful in that regard. Because like I said, I feel like both of you in some way, both were like just getting way ahead of yourselves with the connection. So I feel like maybe the Mars retrograde is actually helping you guys in that regard, because it's slowing you down. Like, okay, guys, let's pace ourselves, one step at a time, one foot in front of the other. Let's not project all these things. For example, you might have been, in a way, this could be your equivalent of looking at things the way they did. Oh, this is totally my person. We're going to be a power couple. This person, oh, this is my soulmate. But then getting way ahead of yourselves and finally having to, okay, let's ground ourselves into 3D and actually take those steps to making this happen, right? So that's what I see there. And the bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So this is Virgo energy. Could just say that one of you might have actually taken action in the past and there might have been a rejection. So, I mean, to be fair, maybe that could be what happened in this situation too. Where, for example, if that Ace of Wands, that might have represented you actually coming forward and expressing interest. This person, for whatever reason, with the lovers there, maybe that means that they had another option. So they were like trying to decide between the two. And then, so it could just be saying initially they might have kind of blown you off a little bit. So now he might have had you stuck in your head, like, what's going on, right? Then they decide to come around. and then you guys get that forward progress. So that's certainly a possibility as well. Um, I don't necessarily see it as a thing that you would have rejected them. So for most of you, I feel like it might have been the other way around, saying that you took the action initially and then they just might not have reciprocated right away. All right, so next we'll move on to the Oracle cards. First, we'll see if we get anything from this deck here, from the Aqua Moonlight collection. And what I'm going to be looking for here is jumpers. First, I'm going to see if we have any unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. And if I shuffle for a while and nothing comes up, I'll just take that as a sign to move on to the next deck, since it's just a general reading. All right, like I said, first we're looking for unspoken messages from you to them. Almost have one there. Okay, well, got two it looks like, and see if we have any unspoken messages from them to you now. All right, got one. So let's look at yours first. All right. It says, we're so different. I'm trying to figure out how this is going to work. So interesting message there, as far as maybe that's why you were withdrawn for a while and a bit more hesitant to move forward. But I mean, really, it looks like you guys do get things moving forward. So again, like I said, maybe it's one of those things where you have that light bulb moment, and that could have been what it was too then, which is to say you might have felt like this person was just moving at a whole different speed from you, where they might have been like, oh, this is definitely my soulmate, and you might have been like, yeah, okay, I don't know about that, right? So he might have withdrawn a bit. So that's what it could be saying there, but overall, it looks like you guys are definitely going to get some forward progress. So hopefully that resonated for at least some of you, though. And let's see. We have finances. I'm busy with work right now, and it requires my attention. So, I mean, I don't necessarily see any focus on pentacles for you guys, but again, that could have been what it was as well, where you guys were just a bit distracted with that area of life, so that could have been why you were holding off. But again, it looks like, I mean, keep in mind this is the future position, so it might not be tomorrow, but it looks like you guys are definitely going to be actually getting that forward progress with the connection. All right. And on their side, we have I didn't know what I had until you were gone. Lesson learned. So this would definitely resonate with those of you where, like I said, if you were the ones who actually were the ones who made the move toward them first, and like I said, maybe they had two options at play at the time, so they might have just kind of blown you off a little bit. Obviously, that could be pointing to your situation there, which is to say, okay, you might have decided, oh, all right, well, nothing more I could do, right? And that could even be what that Three of Staves energy is on your part. We're like, all right, well, I already told them how I felt. If it's going to go anywhere, they're going to have to come around to me. So that could obviously resonate with that. So, I mean, I could definitely see how that fits for some of you, but not necessarily everyone. All right, and then finally, we'll try to get a message from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck here. Same situation I did pre-shuffle this deck, but we're just looking for one card here with general advice, and we'll wrap up. All right, worst case, if we don't get a jumper here, I will just put the deck down and we'll pull a random card, but I'll give it a few more shuffles first. All right, yep, let me just put the deck down for a minute and we'll just pull one, so give me a second. All right, we'll go here. Okay, we have milk and honey. There's the artwork, and the number is 51. Okay, it says the taste of prosperity, opportunities born of authenticity, nurturing abundance, trusting that your needs will be met. The Oracle's message: you've entered a sweet time in your life, enjoying the land of milk and honey that everyone wants to experience. It's an interlude that feels more languid than ambitious, when all your senses are awake to the unlimited possibilities in the universe. These times are precious and only come when you're in your authentic zone, wearing the world as a loose garment, not wanting, yet able to be nourished in ways both tangible and subtle. Abundance is an energy that you are a living part of. All your needs are being met. You are given the gift of nourishment in every form. So, obviously, a pretty positive message there, and in a way, that trusting that you need to be met thing, I feel like that could point to that Three of Staves, where, like I was saying, for those of you who feel like, all right, well, I put in the work on my end, right? I just have to trust that if it's meant to happen, they'll come around, right? Especially for those of you who are, like I said, if they had maybe another option at play and you might have initially told them how you felt and maybe they kind of declined the offer, but hopefully that resonated with you guys. And then the relationship message says sensuality, connection, and passionate romance between lovers, sweet moments of understanding, and love among friends and family are all here for you to savor now. Your heart's calling will be answered. Let your thoughts and feelings be sweet with gratitude, and you'll be nourished with the honey of abundance. So, pretty positive message there too. And again, I do feel like that's what I'm kind of seeing here. Where, like I said, it looks like in the present, you guys just both might have a bit of a light bulb moment where you're like, oh, okay, we actually need to, it's one thing for us to think these things through in our heads, but we actually have to move forward toward the connection. And it looks like this person will actually be the one coming toward you, which obviously makes sense, especially if you guys did make an offer to them in the past and they might have been the ones who declined it. So, like I said, we do see the progress there. We see the 2, the 3, the 4 of Wands. So, not huge, we're getting married tomorrow energy, but actually a practical but fun and active energy where, like, okay, let's actually live this out, right? As opposed to just daydreaming what it is going to be, let's actually take those actions. And we could see, obviously, looks like pretty fun energy there. So, overall, pretty positive reading. Hopefully resonated with you guys. We'll wrap up there and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.